It's just boring, you know? Nothing ever happened. No. No. No, no, no! I gotta go! I gotta go!
Hey! Everything okay?
Oh, no! Oh, no, 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 no!
Welcome to Strike Force. You are an elite battle squad assembled to defend Earth. This is who we're up against. The alien warlord Ultimus and his Kree soldiers who have joined forces with Hydra and AIM. Now, I know some of you aren't used to fighting side by side with each other, but the world needs you to put aside your feuds and stand together. Any questions?
I am Groot.
Any other questions? All right, it's go time. Now get out there and save the world.
You need help with your Marvel Strike Force game? Then come down to the school of the Game Father. Valley Flying did, and he learned that you can't beat the Game Father. Valley Flying. That's right, I'm the 3-time Super Sunday Red Stip Blitz Orb champion. After I uppercutted Valley Flying in his vagina for the 3rd time, he went home and cried to his little mommy, and now I need a new challenger. Bring it, little boy. All one with the fucking dope. I be ballin' like a
Gamers, keep on gaming because gamers are cool.
Alright gamers, keep on gaming because gamers are cool.
OMG.
It's so powerful, I can turn off the sun.
I ain't just hanging this Nilla. Huh, bruh, huh? Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If you saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelling a red GUS, got the lore. They're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Saw the trailer, thought, yo, this might slap. Tasky and Ghost in a war zone trap. Red Guardian flexing, get a little with style. Winter Soldier looking cold and vile, but in-game drop, nah, it ain't that. Victoria hand, who greenlit that? Songbird flying Hyperion 2. This ain't Thunderbolts, this is Beta Crew. Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If we saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelling a red GUS, got the lore. They're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. We picked these names from a poll, no shame, but that's before we saw the game. If the movie dropped first, that vote would flip. Taskmaster lead, nah.
Spoilers.
Red Gizo Tech, US agent sitting in a power check. They've got the ties, they've got the rep, but they're locked in limbo. What y'all expect? Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If we saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelling a red GUS, got the lore. They're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If we saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelling a red GUS, got the lore. They're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Come on my side. Yeah.
All right, hello there. How y'all doing? We are playing Marvel Strike Force. I hope all is well. We are killing it today. I'm a little chill. I don't know. It's one of those. It might be a chill stream today. Might be a deviation from the normal chaos and stupidity here. Greetings from Austin. Oh my god. 21 months. I gotta watch the video. I have played Danger Room. A lot of promise. Only here for moronic behavior. Every time I said that it's going to be a chill stream and it's not going to be moronic behavior, what happens? I don't know. I feel like it always goes sideways somehow. Also, I'm back stocked up on Monster. Figured out that they have it on Amazon. And it's the same price as Walmart. Still, it's cheaper at Costco, but I got to figure out how to get to Costco more frequently. I went last night for meds, but it had alcohol in it, the medication they wanted to give me, so I didn't take it. And I was running late for something, so I didn't. Now, what am I doing now? I've not logged in today. We are going to be watching the Danger Room video. I've not watched it yet. Let's drop the air conditioning temperature in here a little bit. Danger Room. Yeah, it's Danger Room. Yeah. So I read the comments on the video. Okay. Actually, let's do this first. The Sander's really good. All right, there it is. Roguelite Strike Spot. No, it's Danger Room. It looks promising. Implementation will be everything. Yeah, it's the roguelike room. It's called Danger Room. Yeah, apparently we weren't able to call it Danger Room because they had to get approval from Marvel. But I think everybody kind of knew that it was going to be Danger Room, right? I mean, I feel like it was like the logical name for what it is, right? Like, what else would you call it? Battle on raids. All right, we're going to chill out on that. Intel in the store. We'll get there. I think we got that. So we can save some of this stuff until after reset. Howdy, party people and Trevor. Well, thank you. Roguelite Dimension. I feel like so many people hit the nail on the head by calling it Danger Room right out of the gate. Right? I feel like I mean more people guessed that than I would have thought. Yeah, I mean it looks like it's coming along quickly. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I saw one of the comments in the video saying, I haven't watched the video yet. We're going to watch the video, but I just want to make sure, I just logged in, kind of want to make sure that I'm all set up before the reset. Air heavy hints. Someone mentioned a new room playing surface. It was not doable. I know, right? Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's just logical. They announced the date. Okay, I did not know that. I'm also expecting it to be a little bit wonky. My understanding is the whole idea of this procedure that's involved with implementing a new game mode was to have more of it available early, sidestepping some of the polish, and then to iterate on it quickly is the way that it was explained to me. So they've already put it into my hands twice. Looks fine. It's not done. There is it's not done. I'm telling you, as of when I played it a couple days ago, it's not done. It's not done. But it should be. And I guess they're going to push it out once a month, which kind of makes sense. And the way that I see them, it's really a way for them to showcase the new characters. So that's also interesting. No, they're okay, but the context matters, right? Oh, I haven't done her orbs yet. Let's do that. The context matters, right? The idea was that Battle World, they got too deep into the project where they weren't able to course correct early enough, if that makes any sense. And so this, by pushing it out earlier, okay, so there's pros and cons, right? The advantage is that they don't have what happened with Battle World, right? The disadvantage is that we might get something that is that it has a couple bugs, or has bugs. Not that I'm assuming they're going to be bugs, but there's pros and cons to this plan. I believe there are more pros than cons. It's going to be probably the most currently released teams. Iceman, right? I don't know. Let's watch the video. I haven't seen it. I felt like when I played it, it was like, okay, well, how are they going to... There we are. How is this going to be... like, why would they want to do this? And it's to showcase... I believe that the whole point of it is to... showcase the new teams, and it should give the early payers, whatever you want to call them, some sort of advantage to it. It's the way I saw it, but you know, I don't know that that's even set in stone. Because you can rent characters, right? Like you can use characters that are not in your roster. I'll watch it. Yeah, I'll watch it. We'll get there. What is that noise? The question is, and then sublet? Sure. You can rent. You just gotta... You can rent people characters by lending them money to buy the characters. Sissy. Gear 5 months. Lent it. There you go. Appreciate it. Now I don't know. We'll get into the video. I think I might have a stronger opinion because I think a lot of the ideas that were presented to me were very early on ideas and concepts that. Right. So I could be talking out of my ass because they changed things. Pretty thoroughly? All right, we'll watch it. I saw that it was 16 minutes. I was going to watch it and I was like, oh boy. All right, are we gonna buy this? 60,000 points. $60? Does it hurt to tuck out your ass? Yeah. Or we're gonna buy that, right? $60? Yeah, I'm in the market for this, frankly. Yet I won't buy the battle passes. So I'm gonna buy this 3 times. Okay. They're not events. They're not events. They're straight up offers. Nothing about those are offers or events. It's not an event. It's literally just an offer. It's not any different than a pop-up. And yeah, you get some stuff for doing the first part of it, but then it's just disappointment. Feel like it's just a lot of disappointment. Yeah, I know, right? Let's see where we're at. Peggy. Yeah, Peggy and Captain America Sam Wilson. All right, where are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 out of 25. All right. This is the one that seems to be a real hassle right now. Global Hero. I'm not planning on changing my plan right now. I mean, I guess I could swap out Sam. Is that what you're suggesting? Swap out Sam for Jean Grey? Are there extra rewards on this? On the third day? I'm assuming the answer is no. I get it. I'm open to doing that actually. All right, I kind of want to save everything else for after reset. Let's do an arena battle. 36. What happened? Holy moly. I don't even know how that happened. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I haven't dropped to... Well, okay. Yeah, there's like 400 people right now that have Professor X. Yeah, there was like, I mean, there might be more than that now because I know the payout yesterday was a lot of people. 500? Okay. Hmm. All right, we'll put that on auto. That ruins my battlefield effect, but whatever. I don't think it matters much. Oh. Wow, I have not dropped this far in a minute. Which means I need to get Professor X. Yeah, I feel like it's going in waves. I feel like access to Professor X drops. Like, they're trying to optimize every type of spender. And obviously, I'm a certain type of spender in their book, right? And when they've extracted the most money out of me as they possibly can, then there'll be more access to the next group of people that they view. Yeah, and I also feel like I get, well, not so much anymore, but back in the day I used to get targeted quite a bit, which was fine. Probably should have did the ultimate there. I just feel like doing that for some reason. Yeah, it's interesting. Is like I'm unwilling to buy the battle passes, but I will purchase for Professor X. And I know my situation's different than other people, but what I am personally experiencing right now is overpowered. Yeah, it impacts people. I get that. For me and the players I play against, Professor X is a bigger advantage than overpowered. I don't know how to state that, but that's just my personal experience, is that like when I go up against somebody in Crucible, them having Professor X is more impactful into me winning or losing than overpowered. Same thing in Alliance War, same thing in Arena. That's all I'm saying. Oh, 15 hours? Okay, I'll do it. I've not done my Chimera attacks. I will do them. Yeah, I'll have to do them here pretty soon. What happened here? I lost somebody. Oh yeah, this is kind of bad. Hmm. Hmm. Hello, Pacer UK. Oh, do we get the W right here? Okay. I feel like spending $20 to $40 every 2 weeks on the G20 leaderboards is a lot more value than the passes right now. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. I mean, I have not been buying all the passes, but I've been willing to buy gear tier 20 pieces. So everybody's got a different value system, I suppose, but it sounds like, Steven, you're in the same place I am. All right. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yep. Ooh, are we gonna get through Odin before he takes a turn? Okay. Hmm. Let's see. Let's get rid of you. That way we get the assist thing going. You do not want to take Electra into the Professor X saga. Absolutely. The people that did said that she was holding them back. So it's better to take Blade than Electra. And then some people are choosing one of the three: Oath, Punisher, or Hitmonkey. You get to choose. Daredevil does not seem to be optional. Sable does not seem to be optional. So there's that. Or rather, two of the three, rather. Anyone but Elektra, yeah. Yeah, anybody but Elektra. Well, it's not a good use of gear, and Elektra doesn't work, so I don't know who did it, Johnny or OG Diamond Dave or both, but they had a bad experience with Elektra. Yeah, I did. I think Punisher's great. Punisher has proved to be pretty good. I've taken an Elektra. I wouldn't bother with her. There you go. All right, I'll take a look at it. I'm going to say that in-game is accurate. I'll look into it shortly. Let me write it down. It's not a top priority to look into that, but I will. Room 3 versus blog post. All right, so this will allow me to get Sable to the next star level. All right, we'll watch the strike spot right now. I think we're good to go. I'll do raids after the reset, battle world after the reset.
Welcome back, Commanders, to another episode of Strike Spot. Today, I am joined by Max, who has been working on the new roguelike
Max
game
is
mode.
awesome,
Max, why
by
don't
the
you
way.
Introduce yourself to everyone at home.
Hey there, I'm Max. I am a technical designer on Marvel Strike Force. I've been here for about 4 years working across the board on combat and systems and tooling, and recently I've been working on new game modes.
And speaking of the new game mode, we have not revealed the name yet. I think we all wanted that to be a big reveal. So I think we're going to give it to you, Max.
The other thing about Max is he's a real player. Also, Jose is a real player, but Max and Jose, who are the principal people involved with Danger Room, are actual players, which... Anyways, let's keep going.
What is the new game mode going to be called?
I'm honored. I am excited to say that the new game mode will take place in the Danger Room, which is super iconic training grounds in the Marvel Universe, and we've been wanting to use it for a while, so I'm pretty happy to bring it into the game now.
Well, I know that a lot of people out there might not know what a rogue-like is. You've also probably heard the term rogue-lite as well from some of our content creators, or just in general. So why don't you explain in kind of quick terms, what is a roguelike and how is it going to work in MSF?
Definitely, yeah. So roguelike is a genre of games that leverages kind of procedural generation and permadeath in order to create super replayable and rewarding gameplay loops. Roguelite is pretty much the same, it's just a more modern version with some more modern mechanics. In the context of Danger Room, what you are going to be doing is you're going to be going into a procedurally generated dungeon with the goal of beating a final boss. And then along the way, you're going to be presented with a number of decisions that are going to be centered around building up your squad. So you might be presented with the option of adding one of 3 characters from your roster to your squad, or you might see combat modifiers pop up that you can add in, which are similar to Scourges. And the hope is that when you make it to the final boss, you built up your squad to be strong enough to actually defeat it. And if you didn't, then that's where the permadeath comes in. And so you go all the way back to the beginning, start from scratch, clean slate, and you try again. And so we're really encouraging players to think on their feet, try new things, and play with whatever strategy is kind of presented to them on that run.
Very cool. So why are we introducing this mode now?
Definitely, yeah, we've wanted to make something like this for a while. And so I think what makes now the perfect time is that we've heard players for the last few months say that they want more and more PvE content. Stuff like Scourges, stuff like Dark Dimensions that traditionally are pretty one-off. And so the goal was to make this very replayable from the get-go. Like, we designed it, and that's why we picked roguelike, for it to be replayable. And then the other big reason is that we wanted to create kind of a new experience in MSF, a brand new one that flips combat on its head. And so traditional combat, you know what tools you're going to go into it with. Like, you know that what your roster is, and you know what you can take in. And the interesting decisions that you're making are in combat. And we're kind of flipping that on its head by taking a lot of those interesting decisions and important decisions out of combat and up to the meta level, where you're actually going to be building up your squad, and that's kind of the more important thing that you're doing here.
Can you talk a little bit about why we're trying to get it out as quickly as possible and some of the reasons behind that?
Yeah, that's a great question. The reason that we wanted to get it out and into players' hands so fast is because we know that when we put a game mode out, we're going to be iterating on it over the next some number of months or years in some game modes cases. And so we wanted to start that iteration process a lot earlier. This is fully playable as a new game mode. I wouldn't say it's a beta or anything. Like, it's a fun new game mode, and that's kind of what our bar was to actually ship it. But we're going to continue taking player feedback and trying to make it more and more fun throughout the next months, and that's why we're getting it out so early.
So,
all right, he said it in a nicer way. He said that it's not going to be a beta. Okay. 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 I will not hold them to that. I will not hold them to that. I'm just saying. I've tested it twice. Yeah. Tested it back, I don't know, a couple months ago and then last week. MVP, yes. So you must be a developer, so you know what MVP means. Minimum viable product or whatever. Something like that. Yeah, they're pushing this out quickly is what I'm trying to say. I think what they want, they don't want to repeat what happened with Battle World, where they didn't start getting feedback early enough. And I know that the version the community saw was not well received, but I want to promise you the version that I played before that was so much worse. It was so much worse. It was so much worse. Anyways, this was pretty good from the start, in my opinion. I felt like it felt pretty good the 2 times I played it. We'll see.
Let's kind of get into some of the nitty gritty with the Danger Room. So, Max, walk me through how a normal run of the Danger Room.
Yes. So, Crash Override is clearly some sort of developer, maybe for another game. Because I can see by your couple comments in here have been very insightful. They want to fail fast. That's what MVP for. Start the feedback loop quicker and be able to iterate and course correct. That is their intent, is to get this out. They got it. Well, the version that we played back at Scopely was like, I don't even know how to explain it. Yeah, I could understand the concept, but it was like not anywhere close to being done. Like, it was nowhere near even being able to be put on a test server. It was just like, very, very raw. But you definitely got the idea. Very quickly got the idea.
Is gonna go from start to finish.
It's all over tech. Fine. Somebody that's a developer or inside of the tech business. I feel like I remember sitting there and RJ was spouting off like MVP, and it's like, well, you got to explain what that means. His most valuable player. No, it means something very different. Anyways, let's get going.
Yeah, so you're going to be coming into the game mode, and you're going to start off by selecting a difficulty, and then you're going to click the Start Run button, which is going to generate an entirely new dungeon for you to go through. Every dungeon is going to be pretty unique. And the very first decision that you make is you're going to pick your starting characters. So every run of the event is going to have a list of characters that are associated with that event.
Well, he didn't really say that right. The very first thing you do at the start of the run is you select these modifiers.
Go through.
So you have he didn't really say that right. Am I wrong? But before you pick characters, you select the difficulty, and then you've got 10 tokens, and you can select these modifiers, and they're all over the place. And I know what this says right here, but I'm going to say that the modifiers will change, but like agile right here, and you can guess that it gives a certain percentage, and the last word there is speed, and that costs 10 points. And I'm sure all of this will change. The number that you start off with, the cost, the individual bonuses, and so on. It's going to be all over the place. Yeah. You won't start with 10. There you go. All right. So I don't know that the numbers or the stuff on this matters. Probably this was recorded before even the most recent version I saw. So everything in this video is subject to change. And that's the point, is they want to put it, get it out to the community so they can change things. Hi, Pathfinder. All right, let's keep going.
Every dungeon is going to be pretty unique. And the very first decision that you make is you're going to pick your starting characters. So every run of the event is going to have a list of characters that are associated with that event that you can find in the Danger Room. So we might have an event that you can only find X-Men, and you will be finding Cyclops or Jean Grey or that kind of thing, or that we might have a run of the event, maybe the first run of the event, that you are finding Starjammers or Vigilantes or Thunderbolts. And so that very first decision that you're making is going to be from the full list of characters that are tied to the event, but going onwards, they're going to be randomly pulled from there.
And I feel like strategy is going to vary, but I feel like you kind of have to commit to a trait. Like, okay, I'm going to go Vigilantes or I'm going to go Thunderbolt. It's almost like you commit to a faction and you try to make that work. And then like here in this example, they're showing bonuses specifically to like on spawn generate 1 ability energy for Vigilante. So maybe that's where you want to go. If that makes any sense.
Decision that you're making is going to be.
Oh, if I don't know if rewards are going to be tied to this at all, for that matter. Not at first. I'm not really sure that there was much consideration for economy when they built this. I think they were trying to build this to be a fun, in some sort of replayable PvE content that, you know, maybe there'll be good rewards tied to it, but I don't know. That's not I don't think the feeling, at least when I talked to the people designing this, I mean, there was like no consideration for rewards on this. I mean, that's a different department, let's say. Say cosmetics. Yeah, I didn't get the feeling that there were going to be a lot of rewards tied to this. And I'm sure there's a percentage of the community, maybe a large percentage of the community only cares about rewards, so they may not care about this at all. All right, let's go.
Be from the full list of characters that are tied to.
Better or worse long-term than Battle World? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any, I don't know what that means, actually. Let's keep going. Yeah, I don't know what the rewards were. I feel like that is, I'm not sure that that's, I've actually, you know what? They're going to give out intel. I mean, I feel like that's going to be the only currency that matters going forward, right? Like, you know what I mean, right? It's like we're going to be like intel, right? I feel like this, if they do have rewards, it's going to tie to intel, right? Or cosmetics. We'll see. Maybe it'll start off as cosmetics and then later it'll become intel. I'm not sure. We'll see.
The event, but going onwards, they're going to be randomly pulled from there. So once you pick your starting characters, you then are essentially fighting your way through the dungeon until you get to the final boss. Along the way, you're going to be encountering new types of nodes, not just combats, that let you give you those decisions to kind of build up your squad.
Okay, so you talk about how there are different room types. Can you name?
Hey, they can put rewards in Blitz. Is that going to make that popular and good? I don't know, man. I have a very different philosophy, and I think this is solely because I've played on the test server. When I play on the test server, quite often, you know, there's unlimited access to resources and unlimited everything and unlimited rewards and blah, 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 blah. If the game sucks, the game sucks. Let's make a good game first, and then we can figure out the rewards after the fact, right? It's really boring to play a bad game with unlimited resources. And if the game is just about paying out resources, it's still a shit game. Like, you have to build a game worth playing without resources. And, you know, because they could always give out resources. That's just, I just feel like that's a terrible benchmark to like judge the value of a game mode or even a game in general. It's just this horrible way of viewing things. It really is.
Those and talk a little bit about each one of what you might be experiencing when you're actually in there.
Definitely, yeah. So visually, this is a node map, like a raid or like a scourge. And so we're all familiar with the combat nodes. This has a few more that it adds to that. So in addition to combat, you have elite combats, which are like combats, but they are trickier. They will have higher power and they'll give you more rewards. And then from the combat and the elite combats, you're earning this mode-specific currency. You can't buy it anywhere. It's all wiped after the run as well, called combat tokens, which then you can spend in shop nodes to recruit new characters to your squad. So in every single shop, you're going to see 3 characters from that list I talked about, or 3 combat modifiers from also a list associated with the event, and you're able to spend the combat tokens to add them to your squad. And then similar to shops, but more of a freebie, are care packages, where you'll just see 3 characters or 3 combat mods that you can choose to add to your squad. You won't know what it is until you get in there. And then we have healing stations, which this is, in Scourge you aren't allowed to heal in between your matches. This is kind of a new thing that we added that will give you healing currency that you can use throughout the match, because this entire dungeon is a persistent health kind of.
You're using your own roster, but you only get, in this example here, and keep in mind they can change this. So these are characters in your roster, and let's say you start off, and you're gonna want to say, okay, I have a very strong vigilante team. I already have some of my vigilante members. I think I want to go full vigilante for this rotor. So in this example, you started off with 300 of this currency. So you go and select 2 of the vigilantes, let's say, or 2 of the star, whatever you want to do, right? And then you have to select, you only are given so many, you have to make this strategic decisions as you go through the map. Do you want to go vigilantes? Do you want to go starjammers? Which characters do you want to pick? You're not allowed to use your full roster. And I'm going to guess that probably the choices that are here are going to mostly include the teams that were just released into the game.
Shop, you're going to see 3 characters from that list I talked about, or 3 combat modifiers from also a list associated with the event, and you're able to spend the combat tokens to add them to your squad. And then similar to shops, but more of a freebie, are care packages, where you'll just see 3 characters or 3 combat mods that you can choose to add to your squad. You won't know what it is until you get in there. And then we have healing stations, which this is, in Scourge you aren't allowed to heal in between your matches. This is kind of a new thing that we added that will give you healing currency that you can use throughout the match, because this entire dungeon is a persistent health.
This is nothing like Battle World. This is very, very different. Yeah.
Kind of thing. So all the enemies have persistent health, you have persistent health, so any damage that you take in the previous match will carry on forwards.
So really, there's a lot of strategic choice that you're going to have to make every single time that you're doing one of these runs. So it's really important that as you're going through, especially on some of the higher difficulties, to really be paying attention to what do I need, where are my cooldowns at. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there should be many decisions, from starting characters that you pick to whether or not you take a combat or a heal or a shop on your next node, or to, like you said, managing your cooldowns on the kind of the more hardcore game level. There's going to be lots of decisions to make outside of combat in this case.
Okay. So are there a specific amount of nodes that you're going to do? How long will a run also normally be?
I would say that we aren't locked into how many nodes there are just yet, but a run we're shooting for around 30 minutes from start to boss. So you might not make it to the boss every time, so it might not be 30 minutes every time, but if you're making it all the way there, that's what we're shooting for.
What kind of rewards are we looking at? Is it going to be similar to a Scourge, and that there's going to be milestones, a leaderboard? How is all that going to work?
It is similar to a Scourge in that there are milestones and leaderboards, but the scoring for it is a little different. So for one, the leaderboards are going to be mostly cosmetic. There might be some global milestones attached to them. That's mostly because this is a very, very replayable mode, and so we didn't want you to have to grind too hard for the new character or anything. And then on the milestone side, we're also changing things up from Scourge, where in Scourge you can click the highest difficulty and you get points on every single combat that you do. So there's kind of some manipulation that you can do to get all the milestones. In this case, you really only get the milestone points from defeating the final boss. So you pick a difficulty, and if you defeat the final boss at that difficulty, you'll unlock the milestones that accompanies.
Very cool. Well, I think that leads well into the next question. So, how accessible will the danger?
That being said, I don't think there's going to be a high degree of interest if it's just cosmetics. I'm acutely aware of people wanting rewards. I think you have to have both. I guess my skin bristles when it's like Blitz had rewards and people liked it because it had rewards. I don't know. I get that. But anyways, I just hope that they can do both. But I think the focus should be on fun first. I feel like rewards can be changed and altered and moved around and all that. But having like screen time that's meaningful and fun is of higher interest to me than at this point. Because I feel like they can, like, let's say this game mode is the best game mode in Marvel Strike Force, and it's more fun than Cosmic Crucible, whatever. I don't know. But I'm just making, they could reassign, they could put rewards in this. They could make it more common. They can do whatever they want. I think they're just pushing it out now, quickly, reiterate it, do some cosmetics, see how it goes, see what if the community likes it or not or whatever. And then I think they could change. They can pivot. They've said so many times that they're planning on pivoting on this anyways, depending on how the community takes it and likes it and the feedback that they get. I do like the mode is about fun first. Yeah. Battle World is, I feel like they're trying to rework Battle World. I really do. I think they're trying to rework Battle World, but I think that's a different team that's doing this. This is primarily two people. There's more than two people, but the two people that we encountered back at Scopely that were working on it was Max here, and the other one was Jose, who are leading this up. Let's keep going. Boy, this is how is this how Asmik Gold takes a 16-minute video and makes it into 1 hour long reaction content? Holy shit. I can do this all day. Ah, look at this mustache. This mustache is so good. Ah. Let's keep going.
Danger Room B. I know that we're going to have some difficulties that you already talked about, but for a brand new player, how is that going to work? And what happens if you don't have all the characters for specific teams, since you are using your own roster?
Yeah, we are, for the first game mode in a long time, I think, we are trying to make this accessible to every single player in Marvel Strike Force. So you can pick this up the day before it comes out, and you should hopefully be able to play it on day one, which is pretty neat. And the way we're doing that is, for one, we're going to have the difficulty selection, which is going to span that whole day one to end game player power level. And then we are also introducing something brand new for this game mode, and it's only in this game mode, called...
How can I steal? How can I quote you, Da, if I don't read chat? I'm just saying.
Rental characters, where you normally, when you're adding a character to your squad, it's straight from your roster, similar to Scourge. And in this mode, you're also going to have some number of rental tokens per day that you can spend to rent a character at a set power vector, even if you don't already have them unlocked. So you might have 2 out of the 5 Thunderbolts, and you might see one that you don't have that you want to use, and you'll have a rental token so you can grab that character for that run of the Danger. You won't be able to use it on the next run, so it's a per run kind of thing.
And these rental tokens, how do we get them?
Yeah, so you won't be earning them so much as they will just be automatically generating for you. So we'll have a cap of 5, and you'll be getting a total of 5 rentals per day. So if you don't have any of the new Thunderbolts, you could technically...
Yeah, they were not looking for any feedback whatsoever on Overpowered. I just want to put that out there. I don't want to say they were looking for 0 feedback, but they were not looking for the feedback that we were giving. They just weren't. Yeah, no. Yeah, in fact, we gave them feedback early when we read about it. We didn't really get to play test it, but we got to read about it. Yeah, I don't think they were looking for that kind of feedback at all. We'll see. I feel like this is different for some reason, but we'll see.
Technically rent all 5 of them on a single run per day.
So I want to quickly touch on the procedural generation topic here, because I think I want to just dispel a couple of things that this isn't. Can you explain how the procedural generation works that we're talking about, and how we plan on using it specifically for the Danger Room?
Yeah, definitely. So procedural generation in this case is, for starters, it's not AI related at all. It is pretty similar to what we're doing in Blitz already in the game, where we are looking at what characters players are using in the meta, like what our top board of defense and offense teams are, what our top Crucible defense teams are, and we are kind of taking an amalgamation of those and making a succinct single wave combat with them. So we might take 3 Annihilators because they're popular in all sorts of game modes, and we might take 2 from Starjammers, and we're kind of throwing them onto one team. And so that's what the procedural generation means on the mission side. As far as the system side, we're also procedurally generating the map itself. So the order that you will encounter nodes, what the missions are, what nodes you might see, that's all procedurally generated as well. So it's kind of twofold.
Okay. And we kind of talked about how these procedural generated teams, we're not necessarily going to throw like a Mephisto Scroll Annihilators team at you on node 1. How are we kind of looking at that from the back end on making sure that it's gradually harder as you go versus in your face from moment 1, you have no chance?
Yeah, roguelike is known to be a little hardcore with the random.
I agree. Holy shit, the map looks awesome, right? It didn't quite look like this when we saw it. This looks so much better.
But some things are a little too hardcore, and so how we're doing that,
I mean, the first time, second time, yeah.
Missions, and then missions designers are actually going through and assigning each one of them a difficulty. And so we are assigning those difficulties, and then as you go throughout the dungeon, you have a chance to get one at a higher and higher and higher difficulty. So you might just be getting the difficulty 1 bucket for the very first node, but when by the time you're at the end, you're getting the higher difficulties.
So a couple final questions here. How often do we plan on the Danger Room appearing in game?
So the hope is to be close to a monthly basis and lean into ages pretty well as well, and then kind of accompany a new team release. And so the goal is for new Danger Rooms to kind of feature the new team that just came out, as well as the team that came out before it, and hopefully be able to create a pretty accessible experience by having both of those teams in there.
Okay.
I feel like there's going to be a tier list of characters and a tier list of buffs. So when a buff says allies spawn with offense up, or when the buff says enemies spawn with defense down, like I feel like there might be a tier list of buffs, if that makes any sense. Like, I feel like there's going to be a general strategy that is better. It's going to vary from day to day because, one, the characters that you start off with, whether it's, let's say you decide to go the Liberty route versus the Vigilante route, just making up shit, right? Or maybe, you get a random selection of buffs, then you're going to have a random set of nodes. Like, so there is a lot of variance, but I do think that there's going to be a better choices and a tier list could be created from that, is what I'm thinking. Yeah. And the Scourges. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
And I think the big thing that everyone wants to know, when will the Danger Room launch?
Zashton, did you get the answer on the stage rule 3 It's already. I hope you, because that's on my list of things to look at. Did you get the answer? All minions are S tier, yeah.
Going to be coming out May 22nd, which is fast
Oh, wow.
approaching. I
That's
think.
really
So,
close.
Very fast approaching. And I do want to say that I can confirm today that Max and I will be doing a live playtest on Twitch on May 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific. So you can head to the description if you aren't already following us there and follow us. And we'll be sure to remind you of that stream as it gets closer to the date. Max, I want to leave you with kind of the final thought here. What are you most excited for players to see with the Danger Room?
You know, one thing that RJ told me very early on, he said, Max, put a lot of Easter eggs in there. Our players like Easter eggs. And so I think I'm pretty excited for our players to find all of the different builds that you can beat that final boss with. All of the teams that are in there and all of the friends of the teams are there. There should be a way to the end with them. Some of them might take a little bit more RNG grinding, but I think a lot of the mods and the characters that you'll find, there's some pretty fun ones in there.
Well, I am definitely looking forward to it, and I'm for sure looking forward to the community getting to experience this. I think it's going to be a very fun time. So thank you so much for joining me today, Max. Appreciate your time, appreciate all your effort on this game mode. And thank you for joining us today for this episode of Strike Spot.
We heard that you like events disguised as... We heard that you liked offers disguised as events. So now, included everywhere. Let's do it. Oh, boy. All right. Well, that was pretty cool. I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Let's read the notes. Enemies are procedurally generated. Yep. Randomly chosen from team or list of player-created defensive teams to ensure no super teams increase the difficulty as you progress. The map will also be procedurally generated. Raid-like map with the final boss. If the decisions you make along the way don't allow you to beat the final boss, you can restart from the beginning. Multiple difficulties. There'll be option to fight elite combat nodes, which are harder than normal combat nodes, but give higher rewards. Earn combat tokens, which you can use in shop to recruit more characters from your squad, from your roster, or renting a character. Certain parallels are with rental tokens. Characters rented on one run will be lost on the next run. Players will get 5 rental tokens per day, not per run. Shop nodes will also have combat mods as an option. They give you an advantage instead of adding another character. Care package nodes will let you add a character or combat mod without the use of combat tokens. There'll be healing stations, give you healing currency for free. You also get more by using combat tokens. Damage done to allies and enemies and cooldowns are persistent from one node to the next. Devs are aiming for 30 minutes per run. We'll have milestones that can be claimed after defeating the final boss. The amount of milestones determined by difficulty leaderboards will be mostly cosmetics. Accessible to all players. Planned to appear monthly, featuring the last 2 teams released. Yeah, that's exactly right. Launching May 22nd with a Twitch stream on the 20th. Rental token, well, you could rent Professor X in War. That'd be kind of fun. That's an interesting idea, though. I've never heard that presented. Hey, apparently Ceci says he'll rent you his Professor X. Well, I feel like there's a dark... So I have not played this game mode in Dark Legion, but DC Worlds Collide had a game mode like this. My understanding that Marvel Mystic Mayhem does, and then a lot of people are talking about DC Dark Legion. This is not a brand new idea that they're doing here. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be directly monetized. The way that this is going to be indirectly monetized is that, you know, what if, you know, like the best team to go through it is Thunderbolts, and I haven't messed with my Thunderbolts because fuck the Thunderbolts. You know, that's how it's going to be indirectly monetized. With this concept here, it's that planned to appear monthly featuring the last two newest teams. So, you know, people are going to be rewarded / incentivized to have the latest and greatest up and running. So that's going to be, that's the way I see this having some sort of indirect monetization. Hey, man. I don't know. Yeah, and I don't know how this is going to play out, but it'd be interesting to me if this is wildly successful and then it pivoted to something more reward based or more often. Yeah, roguelike is not a, like, this is gonna feel familiar, but I think in not a 1-for-1, but like DC Worlds Collide had Elseworld, and then they also had Digital Universe. I mean, it's not really, it's different but similar. Both I mean, I feel like it's more like Digital Universe. The Digital Universe was not procedurally built. I feel like Elseworld, it's kind of a hybrid of the two. Yeah. All right, reset the game. Okay, let's do the store. Superman trailer. Here's the problem. For some reason or another, Kat and her father really are upset with Peter Gunn and the changes and all of this and that. And I don't know. Like, I don't even think they're going to let me go see it. So I don't even want to know anything about it. Because every time I'm around them, they're talking about blah, 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 whatever, and how he left Witcher, and then he didn't get to do the Superman role, and all this stuff. I don't even know if we're going to go see it. Yeah, the James Gunn, yeah. Peter Gunn, James Gunn, I don't know, man. That Gunn dude. Guardian of the Galaxy guy. Ethgal coming through 59 months. Peter Gunn, Henry Cavill, yeah. They're all pissed off about how they did Henry Cavill dirty. I don't have an opinion on it, to be honest with you. I just don't have any like insight to that. Ooh, we need these. Getting closer. I mean, I'll look into it, but I saw the commercial with the dog. Like the dog dragging him off, and I'm like, what the hell is this dog? Now, if it was a cat, I would have been down for that. But it's a dog. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. I just wish they would have moved forward with Witcher. The problem with the Witcher show is that the timeline was a little messy, and even though it was cool, but like trying to like unwind that mentally was fun. And then it was gone. Ooh, we've got episodes of Last of Us to catch up on. I forgot about that. Yeah, a cat would have seen their owner lying on the ground. Instead of saving them, the cat would eat his face. Because cats are like that. I get it. Raid gear? No. The only two things that I can anticipate doing in advance is their elite raid credits going into Crimson Gear raid orbs, and then if you have excess arena, you're going to want to buy the L4 training and the L3s as much as possible every 8 hours. And then as we get closer to the 22nd, let's say on the 20th or the 21st, I'm going to be using the whatever left I have in the arena orbs. So that's my current only suggestion with anything to do in advance of the currency conversion. Kat and her dad were watching Andor, and I think it was the day that we did the Valley of Fire thing, and I was just wiped out, and I didn't make it to the end. Okay, let's do raids. Really? Did I miss it? How did I not see it? Oh, thank you. DEasy56, thank you. No, I am looking for him. Thank you. I missed it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I'm behind on Andor. I feel like it's been putting me to sleep, and they're really hyped about it, so I'm gonna have to rewatch it on my own. We're gonna do that in a minute. Let's go this way. Yeah, yes and no. Is anything worth any money is the first question. But if you're a spender and you're willing to spend on Professor X, the value of that particular offer, well, how about we put it this way? I bought it. I spent the $60 on it. Zodi, that's the answer. I bought it. I saw personal value on that. Normally that would have cost like $180. Which is it a good deal? I don't know. I'm not saying it's a good deal, but I'm interested in getting Professor X. All right, Shellerwork, too close. Too close. You can be over $500 for Professor X. It's possible. I'm 16 of 25, and I'm at least $200 in. At least. Yeah. I think most people that have Professor X now have spent anywhere between 800 and 2,000. If I'm guessing. Will I come in at 500? I don't know. I think I could wrap it up today for about that much. Yeah, the leaderboards feel like better value. I think the leaderboards are better value than this, for sure. Yeah, I feel like I would not be surprised if the total cost was close to 500, which is a large amount of money, right? I'm thinking I want to get him before the Red Star event ends, which we got about what 30 days left. I'll have to go look. Yeah, I've got a Switch and I've never played it, so. Oh, come on, guys. All right, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, Marvel Strike Force is an expensive game. And to compare it to like a Switch or a console game is, you know, it's really hard to justify the value. It just really is. PC player 1000%. I agree with you, PC player. If their intent was to get me to get him faster and spend money, they succeeded. Yeah, I agree 1000% with that idea. Cuz it's the reality. It's the reality. I'm trying to get him before that event ends, right? Yeah. Yeah, I have a PlayStation 4 and a Switch. And between the two of them, maybe have like 10 hours tops. I do not have the, and that's why I did not get the newer PlayStation and the newer Switch, is because I'm not going to play them. If I'm going to play a game like that, I'm probably inclined to do it on a PC. But in general, there can be better value. Why are we? I don't know. I do not have a good answer to that. I do enjoy the game. Marvel Avengers Alliance, okay. Maybe. The Ritual? Alright. I think you're onto something by saying that. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I think I played 2. I don't know if I played that one. Lately, I've been having a hard time. I don't know why I'm doing Carnage, but this is what I've been doing lately. Yeah, I don't have a good explanation for that, but I gotta tell you, I play this right now. I'm playing 2 games, Raid and this game, and Raid is way more time consuming than this, although a lot of it's optional, which is also interesting. I feel like Raid, you can, it's just different. Yeah, I don't know. There's clearly something addicting or involved with this game that keeps me coming back to it. Community? No, I've always liked these types of games. Maple Story, Warframe. I mean, those were the type of games I played back in the day. Yeah, so this was the thing before. This was the thing before I. It's just always been, you know, before, you know, when I started on YouTube, I was playing Marvel Contest of Champions. Then I played Marvel. Then I played Marvel Future Fight. I played WWE Immortals. Played, what was that? Star Wars Force Arena. Galaxy of Heroes. I just feel like this is the type of games I've always played. Oof, Volt Prime, I remember that. What was the other one that was really popular? Volt Prime, Mag Prime, there was another one back in the day. I'll look at it, Zodi. Nova and Warframe, yeah. Yeah, so in both Warframe and in Maple Story, I was really into the buying and selling and the marketplace and all that stuff. That was the main thing I did. Global or Harbinger. All right, someone said yesterday it's better for me to do what Illuminati APOC, is that what somebody told me? Or Orcus APOC? Or should I just do Vigilante? I'm more interested in doing full Vigilante for some reason. I have a full, my every character ranked is pretty much that. No, nobody is doing Songbird yet, Agent Stars. If you want to be the first, go for it, but that's not a thing currently. I mean, if you would be the first one that I've heard of to test it, so if someone does that, let me know. Oh, they're just so slow here. This gives the team speed up. I don't know, man. I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, I don't know. If you do it, let me know. But I haven't heard of anybody. That's a different animation, right? Huh. Hmm. My gut is that that's a bad idea, by the way, Agent. I just gotta say, my gut is that that's a bad idea. Which one clears? Sup 6? Okay. Lizard over Slayer. Well, hopefully this doesn't screw me. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Doc Ock might have been good here. We'll find out, though. Yeah, I should have did Doc Ock, I think. I don't like this. I think if Green Goblin does his ultimate, it'll be okay. You just need Green Goblin to do an ultimate here. Well, that's bad. All right, so we're going to take out Slayer and we're going to put in Lizard, and I think I'm going to take out Vulture, and I think I'm going to take out... Oh, there we go. Look at that. Let's put in Doc Ock. Let's try this version here. I think we needed Doc Ock. Okay, let's do it this way then. I don't like Green Goblin special into like a Gambit or something. I like the basic. Stevens down and hits a clump. And a cleanse? Okay. Yeah, Doc Ock feels good here, by the way. All right, we're doing it here just for you now. All right. All right. All right. All right. Hmm. I don't know why I'm hitting him when he doesn't have defense or ability, or doesn't have he doesn't have heal block. I'm gonna have to wait until like Mysterio Ultimate probably. There we go. All right, well that's over. Nah, let's just do that. Get some damage out there. All right, fine. I'm finding that the only time I play games casually nowadays is when I'm in an arcade. Man, if I'm gonna play it at home, I might as well be like making videos or something. Give me something good.
With our Scopely hearts, please fix war. Crucible's trash. Cool story, bro. Did you bring that cash? OP ain't broken, it's profit unlocked. A beautiful scam wrapped in digital stock. So cry on Reddit while we swim in bucks. We drop no fixes, just skins for cucks. Cash over balance, that's the game. We broke your
Savage.
Pay or lose, that's how it goes. Now get in line for them OP shows.
Talking about Professor X skins, cosmetics.
Yo,
pockets on pockets, they never quit. Room for my phone, room for my keys, room for my snacks, got space for these. Cargo shorts, so sexy, so fly. Rock 'em in the day.
Translucent in-game Thanos.
Catch your eye. Cargo shorts, yeah, they're my vibe. Cargo shorts, so sexy, so fly. Rock 'em in the day, wear 'em at night. Pockets so deep, they catch your eye. Cargo shorts, yeah, they're my vibe. Yo.
Explicit warning. This stream is definitely PG-13 or.
Catch your eye. Cargo shorts, yeah, they're my vibe. Walking down the block, they turn their heads. Got my cargo game strong enough said. Functional fashion, utility king. Sexy with a pocket is the real thing. Cargo shorts, so sexy, so fly. Rock 'em in the day, wear 'em at night. Pockets so deep, they catch your eye. Cargo shorts, yeah, they're my vibe. Cargo shorts, so sexy.
I always hoard in. What is campaign energy going to do for me? I think that's the real question. Spending campaign energy is going to do what?
These pockets, that's right. Got room in your charger, your wallet, your snacks. What's sexier than be prepared?
Nothing, baby.
Cargo shorts, so sexy, so fly. Rock 'em in the day, wear 'em at night. Pockets so deep, they catch your eye. Cargo shorts, yeah, they're my vibe. Cargo shorts, so sexy, so fly. Rock 'em in the day, wear 'em at night. Pockets so deep, they catch your eye. Cargo shorts, yeah, they're my vibe. Sexy, sexy cargo shorts. Functional fresh, they got that force.
18, that's exactly what I was looking for.
I'm repping these sexy, sexy cargo shorts. Sexy,
I need to get this guy done.
functional fresh, they got that force.
Liberty.
Yeah, it's a sport. I'm repping these sexy, sexy cargo shorts. Yo, let me tell you about Hercules, the new guy in the game. Big muscles, big flex, but there's something kinda lame. They gave him all
Oh, get out of here, Baka.
the legend, the fame, but look at his chest. No nipples, what a shame. They say he's a god, but where's the proof? A man so ripped, but he's missing the truth. Even Hulk's got him, green and mean, but Herc's walking around with a chest too clean. Herc ain't got nipples, what's up with that? Flexing like a boss, but
I have not. I haven't hoarded myself yet. Was it on purpose? It's got no nips and it's making me nervous.
Now let's get real, this ain't the first time. Marvel's got a thing about leaving nips behind. Namor the king swims in the sea, but his chest is as smooth as it can be. Killmonger's fierce, but no nips on his frame. Beast is all fur, but his chest plays the same. Mephisto's a demon, hot with the fire, but no nipples on him. Was it Hell's attire? Herc ain't got nipples, what's up with that? Flexing like a boss, but his chest looks flat.
21 more. I'll stop.
Or was it on purpose? Silver surfer smooth, shiny like chrome, absorbing man rocks, skin like stone. Red Hulk's raging, but his chest is bare. An Iron Fist, man, there's nothing there. Drax is a warrior, covered in scars, but nips on his chest, not on par. Gore's got shadows, Mephisto's got heat, but nipples on their chest, that's just obsolete.
Ain't got nipples. What's up with that?
Flexing like a boss, but his
Chest looks flat.
Yo, Dev, did you forget? Or was it on purpose? Herc's got no lips, man is
All right, Ironheart trailer will do that.
so here's tomorrow.
There we go. All right.
Like it's something divine. Hercules is cool, but his chest is too plain. In the world
I saw the Spider Noir trailer already. It's pretty good. Patriots 100 off. Yeah, we're gonna chill on that. All right, before I watch this, who is the target market? Is it 13-year-old girls? Because if it is, I'm not going to be that picky about it. Like, sometimes things are just not for me.
For real?
Welcome, Riri. In less than 3 minutes, the air in this elevator will no longer be breathable.
Oh, what is this?
Your interview. You'll suffocate and die unless you break into the device on the floor, where you will find a gas mask. Good luck.
Screw this.
I heard Riri Williams was a genius. So you in or out? Riri, I see you. I see you're fed up, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
You are not the first genius at MIT.
How come you're not working at one of those fancy tech firms?
After my internship abroad, I want to build something undeniable. Something
Important?
iconic.
It's a brand new. I can give you the tools to help you carry out your vision. But anyone who's ever accomplished anything iconic in life has had to do some questionable things to get it done. What will you do, Riri?
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot. You know nothing about this man.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
This is so much bigger than that.
This is why.
I think it's worth checking
shady
out.
bunker.
My bunker's not shady. Would a shady bunker have that on the wall?
It's literally above a crate of self-guided missiles.
I'm returning those.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. All right. Yeah, it seems fine. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that. Superman? Okay, I'll watch the Superman. If there's a fucking dog in it, I'm not gonna like it.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I don't
what
know if
some
it's a
might.
lot of
it's
fire,
it's a
but-
lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny?
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States will
representing
cause
anybody
more
except for me.
problems around the world.
And doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Your choices.
Wait a minute. Okay.
Your actions. That's what makes you who you're.
I like that guy. Does he have a bathrobe on?
Choices. Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You have a dog?
Probably the best movie trailer I've seen in my entire life. Probably. Probably. I'm definitely gonna go see it. I don't think you guys understand the genius in that trailer. Might have to do that. I don't know. That's the whole reason why Kat doesn't want to go see it, and her dad are like all pissy. They hate him. They hate Gunn. They're Cavill fans, and I mean, strangely enough, I didn't hear about it this weekend because her dad was here this weekend. He didn't mention it, but I almost, there's a couple things that I was expecting to mention, and that was one of them, and he did not. Get your shit together, Elrod. I didn't hear you complaining about James Gunn. All right. Let's go to Reddit. Battle attacks make no sense. You have 3 attacks, but who doesn't progress to carry over in between attacks? Realistic, yeah. Yeah. This never made sense to me. And you can back out. Yeah, I remember thinking the same thing. You gotta get it, but good luck understanding who's supposed to gather it. Well, alright. I agree. It doesn't seem great. But I also don't think we have the full picture yet on that. Oh, wait. What was that tab?
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
So the problem with the Intel system as it stands now is that today is the 14th. So we really don't have arena rewards factored in yet. I'm not expecting them to be overly generous. They didn't do this right. The way that it resets, this reward, this should reset. This doesn't make sense. I don't think they're doing that. Well, if they... Hey, listen, if Blitz for Intel becomes a thing, you know what? Everybody knows what that means. And I'm going to repeat, do not script Blitz on LD Player or BlueStacks. I repeat, if Intel is farmable through Blitz, do not script it in LD Player or BlueStacks. It is against the terms of service. I repeat, don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah, absolutely do not. I repeat, do not use the very easy process that's automatically built into LD Player or BlueStacks to scriptlets. Do not do it. There will be no tutorials here, and I'm telling everybody to not do it. If Blitz allows the ability to farm intel, I repeat, do not do it. I know it's really easy and anybody can do it, but don't do it. Holy shit, I didn't see this video yet. All right, there are a ton of interesting things to talk about in Marvel Strike Force today. I don't know who this guy is, and I want my money. James Gunn, you copied my likeness. I want $10 million. We got a promo code. We're going to go over the new Danger Road. Is it Danger Mode? Danger Mode. All right, we'll do it. We'll start over. Before we get into the video and talk about Danger Room, I gotta say, James Gunn, I want the money. You copied my likeness. I'll settle for $10 million. All right, we're gonna go over to Danger Room. Looks pretty interesting. We got a post and a video about that. Also, there's a promo code, Community Intel Drop. Very important to do this in all capital letters. Also, we're gonna talk about the availability of Intel and it, or rather the scarcity of Intel. Also, if you're thinking about playing Raid Shadow Legends, or if you want to restart an account of Raid Shadow Legends, probably one of the best times to do it ever. Desert Queen is a new promo code for one of the best legendaries I've seen them do. I did a video about it. If you use the link in the description, you will get Corrado the Fox Hunter upon download, and then also Ugo at level 15 and Tagore at level 30. 2 epics and then 2 legendaries, and then very, very important, in the first 24 hours of playing Raid Shadow Legends, use the promo code Desert Queen. Like I said, one of the best legendaries I've seen them ever give away here in Raid Shadow Legends. And then I got a channel dedicated Raid Shadow Legends. What is that? Anyways, let's get into Danger Room and Marvel Strike Force. There's a whole strike spot on it, and then also a post. Now, I have play tested Danger Room twice. There's some things that are interesting about this before I read the post. Is they're pushing this out to the community quickly to avoid some of the problems that were associated with Battle World. And then in the strike post, the whatever they call it, the strike room, strike spot, they said that it's not going to be a beta, and we'll see. I play tested it twice, and there were significant visual bugs in both. The first one was a pre-build, but then I played it last week. I like the game mode. Once a month, cosmetics, maybe no rewards. I don't know how much support the community is going to have for a game mode like this, unless there's some rewards attached. I hope they choose to put some rewards to that, because I know a large segment of the community is only going to be willing to do this if there's good rewards. We'll see. Fun game mode though. I've had a blast playing it. Danger Room. Strike commanders thrive on making critical choices in battle to ensure your roster is ready for anything. Professor Xavier has teamed up with a strike to create ultimate testing ground, the Danger Room. Thrilling roguelike game mode activates multiple times per chapter, approximately once per month, allowing you to push your limits, try out the newest characters, and earn fantastic rewards. Each one is unique, packed with exciting decisions and replayability. And they said that it's probably going to be focused on the 2 latest teams. So it'll be your roster, and that I think is going to be the catch, is how much you have put into the new teams and the new characters. Will probably make roguelike a little bit easier to use, but they also have this rental thing where you can get some tokens, and if you don't have the characters unlocked, you can get access to them that way. Interesting. Fight for survival and glory. In Danger Room, you'll tackle a series of missions aimed to defeat the final boss on the highest difficulty possible. Every run offers a unique enemy combinations, powerful boosts, and critical strategic choices. Your objective is clear: defeat enemies swiftly, make smart decisions, and defeat the final boss. And a lot of it's going to be like procedurally generated, not AI generated, but it's going to be randomized in a lot of ways. So every run for every player is going to be a little bit different, and it's going to require picking the right characters, picking the right boosts, making the right turns, whether you go to the hard mode or the easy. There's going to be like these elite nodes rather. Anyways, let's see how much they talk about in this post. I watched the video, but I've not read the post. Select your difficulties and mods. Choose from 10 difficulty levels, with higher levels resulting in tougher enemies, but also more points and rewards. We'll see what that is. They only mention cosmetics in the video. Earn danger tokens during your runs and exchange them for powerful combat modifiers, combat mods at the beginning of a run. So like some of them are like gain 10% speed, so on, things like that, or give vigilantes some sort of buff. They said they're going to iterate it, so I don't think any of that's like 100% set in stone, which can aid you without affecting your final score. Collect and spend these tokens wisely as they carry over between runs, but not between Danger Room events and appearances. Completing more runs will result in earning more danger tokens that you can use. Acquire more mods to help increase your score. So I believe that you're going to get more modifiers as it goes along. So maybe it'll get easier or you get more points, right? Some of your Danger Room squad. Start your run by selecting 2 powerful characters from your own roster. And that's why you're probably going to have to pick synergies. Like maybe you want to go down the vigilante route, and then you're going to pick Sable and Daredevil. Something like that, right? You're going to want to think carefully about what you do. Each Danger Room event will have a limited number of character options, so you'll need to think carefully about your choices. Need reinforcements? You can rent pre-owned characters using rental tokens. It's just a strange idea to me. Once selected, your characters stay with you for the entire run, so choose carefully. Node types explained. During each run, you'll face different types of mission nodes. Standard combat, defeat enemies during a run, score points, combat tokens, and a selection of combat mods to choose from. Elite combat, which is going to be harder, right? Harder than the standard combat. Heal nodes, which is self-explanatory. shop nodes, spend combat tones to recruit characters or add additional combat mods. So this is going to be similar to what is at the start of the match. Combat tokens reset to 0 to start a new run, so spend them if you need reinforcements. And then care packages. Select from 3 combat modifiers or choose additional characters from your squad and rent characters. Watch out for rare and powerful combat mods to enhance your squad. So I'm sure there's going to be like a tier list of what combat mods and what, you know, which there's going to be some hierarchy of what mods are going to be the most favorable and the most impactful. And that'll largely determine the success because it's somewhat random. Defeat the final boss for rewards. After battling through all the nodes, a formidable boss awaits. Defeat the boss to claim total victory and your final run score. You'll need to defeat the final boss of a difficulty to earn enough points to hit a milestone and grab its rewards. During each Danger Room appearance, you can climb a limited time leaderboard to earn slick player frames and progress towards a global milestone. So this is going to be cosmetic. Like I said, I don't know how interesting that's going to be if there's no intel. I would hope they do intel, right? That makes the most sense to me. There's already a shortfall of intel, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. Every Danger Room run is a new adventure testing your strategies and skill. Make sure you're ready when the doors open on May 22nd at 2 o'clock. And there's going to be a preview on the 20th on Twitch with the developers on the official Marvel Strike Force Twitch. There was a lot of things in the video that were not in that post. So the video is 16 minutes long. Big Spartan put together a summary, which I'm just going to read real quick. Enemies are procedurally generated, randomly chosen from a predetermined list of player created defense teams. So it's similar to the way like Blitz is, but these are going to be generated off, let's say, Crucible defense teams or War defense team. And then they are not going to make them super difficult at first. They're going to put like the harder ones towards the end, you know, one where it's like Mephisto, Super Scroll Annihilators. That was the example they used. That's going to be procedurally based. So it's going to be different for every player every time you play. The map will also be procedurally generated. So it's going to be different for every player every time you play. Raid Light map with a final boss. If the decisions you make along the way don't allow you to beat the final boss, you can restart and you can choose a different path and different characters and different boosts. Multiple difficulties. There will be the option of flight elite combat mods, which just can be harder and have better rewards. Earn combat tokens. So you can earn shop nodes, recruit more characters to your squad from your roster, renting a character at a certain power level. And then they also mentioned, when I don't know if he's got it here, is that they've really designed this to be accessible and potentially fun for players across the whole spectrum of free to play, new, old, big spenders. It should appeal to a wide, and it's going to be PvE content that is repeatable. Like it should be something that is replayable. It's not like a one and done thing like a Dark Dimension. Earn combat tokens, which you can use in shop nodes to recruit more characters. Fine. Characters rented on one run will be lost on the next run. Players will get 5 rental tokens per day, not per run. Shop nodes will have combat mods as an option, give you an advantage instead of adding another character. Care package nodes will let you add a character or a combat mod without the use of combat tokens, be randomized. There'll be healing stations, give you healing currency for free. Also get more by using combat tokens. Damage done to allies and enemies, cooldowns are persistent from one node to the next. So it's going to be like Dark Dimension, where, or even raids, you kind of have to manage your cooldowns on your characters, and then you're going to want to have probably a healer in your team, or else that's going to be a problem. Should be 30 minutes per day, and that's where I was talking about. I think there's going to be some sort of rewards attached to it, or else people are not going to be too thrilled with, you know, putting 30 minutes into something without something. About at least training materials, let's say. We'll have milestones that can be claimed after defeating the final boss. The amount of milestones driven by difficulty and leaderboards. Accessible to all players. Planned to appear monthly, featuring at least the 2 newest teams released, and this is on the 22nd. So that's Danger Room. Now, I played it, and I like it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think that implementation of this game mode is where it's going to be at. We'll see. This is not a new style of game mode. A lot of games have this. We'll see. We'll see. I do think rewards are going to be a part of it for it to be interesting to the community. I hope it's fun myself. I'm not as motivated by rewards. I am as fun, but I'm not like everyone. Songbird. I'm going to do Raider. On the team, I found Ghost and Victoria Hand as striker. The rest of the team is probably Raider, is the way I tested it and felt the best. But of course, there's always going to be changes. Battle World. I thought this, and I was kind of happy to see someone write this. Battle World attacks make no sense. You have 3 attacks in Battle World. Why doesn't progress? Doesn't carry over in between attacks. Yeah, I don't even understand why this even matters. You just back out. Why would you lose a team and lose an attack? Realistically, you spend your first attack trying to clear the node with your best possible team. Exactly. If you fail, not only can you use your characters anymore, but all enemy damage resets. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. In fact, the only time I've ever had a problem is like I didn't back out in time. So like today, I had to use Sinister Six with Mysterio, Vulture, Doc Ock, Green Goblin, and I don't remember who the other one is, Lizard. But I gone through it with a different team and it didn't work out, and so I backed out, right? Anyways, Stupid Me actually played Battle World today when it launched. I don't know, there would be a milestone attached to it. 3 hours later, you're not nobody knew. They need to have these things reset when Battle World starts. And this is in the command center, which the rewards there are pretty fun. Intel. You gotta get it, but good luck. I don't understand. We're supposed to gather, but it looks like needles in a haystack. Is there supposed to be engaging play? What's going on? Does anybody understand? I think this could potentially be a problem, but we don't have the full picture yet. Today, at the time recording this video, it's the 14th, and there are some other sources of intel, and the amounts are not known to us, but we will see how this all plays out. Also, on a different note, conversion's happening on the 22nd, and my suggestion stands that there is going to be the removal of the Crimson Raid Orb. Well, rather, that's not actually true. The ability to use Elite Raid credits. If you have any excess Elite Raid credits, my suggestion is to go and open Crimson Gear Raid Orbs. If you have an excess of arena currency, my suggestion is to purchase L4 training modules and L3 training modules. The L4 training modules is going away. And then as this approaches the currency conversion, which is on the 22nd, let's say on the 20th, today's the 14th, I'm going to be spending the rest that I have in arena orbs to get the training modules as well. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Bye for now. Yeah, I like the gameplay. What time is it? Oh, I'm running ahead of schedule today. It's not converted to Intel. Yeah, none of this currency is being converted to Intel. Zero. Basically, all of this, the currency that has limited value will continue to have limited value. It's just being consolidated into one currency to buy the same stuff that you could buy today. And the useful stuff that I mentioned there is being removed, actually. It is not converting to Intel.
Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Hey, just hang this Noah. Bruh, Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If you saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelling a red GUS got the lore. They're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Saw the trailer, thought, yo, this might slap. Tasky and Ghost in a war zone trap. Red Guardian flexing, Yelena with style. Winter Soldier looking cold and vile, but in-game drop, nah, it ain't that. Victoria hand, who greenlit that? Songbird flying Hyperion 2. This ain't Thunderbolts, this is Beta Crew. Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If we saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelena red GUS got the lore. They're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. We picked these names from a poll, no shame, but that's before we saw the game. If the movie dropped first, that vote would...
Spoilers!
Yeah, they don't divulge, that's why you gotta do Tasky and the yellow bulge. Yellow's bench, red G's tech, US agent sitting in a power check. They've got the ties, they've got the rep, but they're locked in limbo, what y'all expect? Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If we saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelena red GUS got the lore, they're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Thunderbolts drop, but they ain't the squad. Ghost and Tasky, Victoria, odd. Yeah, we voted, but the time was rough. If we saw the movie, we'd have called their bluff. Yelena red GUS got the lore, they're the core, we can't ignore. Don't need a redo, just make it right. Rework the squad that's ready to fight. Come on my side, yeah. 40 got a scroll to the array.
Oh, yo, Mad, that's cute. Now buy some more, we drop new kits just to feed the store. Power ain't free, this game's our grind. And balance? Nah, we left that behind. Free to play, that's fun to say, but ain't no profit in a fair way. We build the hype, then time to drop. And if you ain't spending, enjoy the shop. Cash over balance, that's the law. Turn your roster into revenue raw. Complain all you want, we don't flinch. Every old patch got a cash grab clinch. Look, your power's low, that's by design. It's not a bug when the loss feels fine. We ain't here for dreams, we here for math. And the whales, oh, they clear the path. Mirror match, nah, we twist the rules. So you gotta pay up just to use your tools. G20 locked, hope you brought
We
that
get into the
dough, or
video
you'll
and
fall
talk
behind
about
by next
danger.
milestone glow. Cash over balance, make it rain. Every new team got a built-in chain. We don't tune kits, we tune demand. Wanna compete, better pay as planned. We see your posts, your rants, your charts, while sipping lattes with our scopely hearts. Please fix war, Crucible's trash. Cool story, bro, did you bring that cash? OP ain't broken, it's profit unlocked. A beautiful scam wrapped in digital stock. So cry on Reddit while we swim in bucks. We drop no fixes, just skins for cucks. Cash over balance, that's the game. We broke your fun and trademarked the name. Pay or lose, that's how it goes. Now get in line for them OP shows. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll never do the Sinister Six thing, but my understanding is that they had some resistance to doing that again. Socks with Crocs. Actually, I didn't see this video. I'm just curious how it turned out. It's exciting. They are giving away to Haranek a Void Legendary Support Champion for new players. I've been thinking about starting a new account, and this might be the time to do it. In fact, if you have not already done so, click the link in the description and you will get Corrado upon download, who is also a legendary champion, and you'll get bonus stuff, you know, download the first in now. get allocated, more excitement is going to be vital. And get into
Where's the memes? I thought there was
also
memes.
Bonkers, good. Always avoid 30. You'll get 2 epics, and then you'll have. This is exciting. They are giving away. I thought there was more. Twitch drops are running right now. Anyways, I'm gonna call it. Thank you for being here. Thank you. You know what, chap? Thank you for being here. I was having a rough day, and now it doesn't feel so bad. And I hope that if anyone out there was also having a rough day, that you are having a better day now. But it sounds so corny. But I do mean it. All hail Lex Bloomer. Fuck you, Superman! How's that work? Sound right?
A rock walk in the room, all eyes on me. Crocs on my feet like a VIP. Socks pulled high, looking real loud. Mom said I look nice and I made her proud. I got holes in my shoes and love in my.
Oh yeah, this is Sage. Sage was at my wedding. He was at Momo's wedding. He's been in my house a couple times, and I've hung out with him. I love Sage.
Police, I'm evading them all. Slide through Target, grabbing some snacks. Strut so smooth, I don't leave no tracks. My socks got stripes.
DJ Sage, yeah, he was the DJ at our wedding. Yeah, he DJ'd my wedding. No, he did not. He was just there. He DJ'd Momo's wedding. He was just there. All right, bye for now.
Feeling great, give me that heel strap, I'm locking in fate. Funa lace shoes, nah.